I first came to the Yukon in 1954 from Toronto. My father worked for United Kingdom Hail Cast Air Asbestos Transport Division, so the highway has been part of my life. Where would we be without it? Personally, I would not be here because my father came because of the transportation hub here for the mines. The thing that struck me most is the first time I drove up the highway myself. It was in 1990, I think, and it just struck me, there were no mileposts. What happened? I didn't know where I was because growing up, it was 1016, it was 1202. You knew that Fort Nelson was 300. And so it took me quite a while to get used to that. I drove out first in 1956. So there's been so many changes in the almost 60 years since. You listen to people who grew up here, in the 40s, before the highway was in, it really changed the Yukon. Everything we depend on, food, clothing, furniture, everything comes up the highway. It took a lot longer in those days to get up the highway, of course. You'd only drive 200 or 300 miles a day instead of 6 or 7. The lodges were very frequent, which I noticed the last time I went down, there's not as many lodges on the highway as there used to be. They were every 50 miles, it seems to me, 50 to 75 miles, there'd be something. And you don't see that now. And it strikes me that the road was so much narrower in those days. Almost like a cart trail, just two lanes. There was no passing room or anything like that. We used to go up to Haines Junction quite often with church on a Sunday evening and have service in Haines Junction and then go to the experimental farm afterwards for tea and coffee. My favorite part of the highway is between here and Haines Junction, where you go up and over the hill and you see that whole St. Elias range laid out in front of you. To me, that is absolutely incredible. There's no denying the beauty of our land when you see that. Yukon to me is people, and transportation is people. Getting them in and out, getting their stuff in and out, and that corridor is needed. The Alaska Highway is a modern miracle in the fact that it was built so quickly by so few people, really, when you think about it. And it deserves that recognition. And I think making the corridor a historic site is very important.